Hello, friends. Happy Sunday. We are here for our usual Sunday evening sprints. Let me know how you're doing, how your week has been, what you're working on tonight, all that fun stuff. Also, let me know that you can hear me. As per usual, I just want to make sure things are going how they're supposed to be going. I will be doing the same thing that I always do, which is my bullet journal stuff for the evening and preparing for the week ahead. And then when that's done, I will probably be getting some ice cream because we went grocery shopping today and I got moose tracks waiting for me in the freezer and I'm so excited. I've got the latest Secret Sleepover Society VOD. Thank you so much. And also, hello. I don't know if you've been around before, or maybe you've been lurking and just haven't been chatting. Either way, hello. Secret Sleepover Society VOD. Very excited to watch because it's going to be. Actually, I think they streamed on Sunday, so there'll be another VOD next Sunday. But the people who run that channel have had their baby. So amazing for them, but it means we won't be having streams from them in a while and therefore no VODs. And I'm gonna be sad because I love watching them play video games, but also they had a baby. That's so fun. Yeah. Then if there's any more time at the end of the night, I'll probably be reading. I am currently reading A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking by T. Kingfisher, and it's fine. T. Kingfisher, I feel like, is an author where I love her stories, but the writing style isn't quite my favorite. I feel like I've had that same thought about several of her books that I've read, so it's good, but I'm not loving it. My first time joining you, well, I'm glad you're here. Working on planning stuff. I've moved from a Bujo to a Hobonichi. Fun! I have my regular old bullet journal that I do, and also I have a 5-year journal that I just write a little sentence in, and also my to-do list that I use every day. So that's my planning situation that I go through every night. And I also do some stuff weekly, like setting up a weekly task list and pulling a tarot card for each week. So lots of fun stuff. I'm very happy with the system that I use. And we have Haley here working on character profiles for a new project. Queer romance, of course. Love that. Also outside for the first time in a while, which is nice. Great. That's fabulous. I went out to run errands today and I was like, damn, it's beautiful out, because it really was. And I had a salad when so earlier today was the Nostalgia Train book club stream. We had our chat for An Ember in the Ashes, and it was so fun. And then after that, I showered because I didn't feel like doing it this morning, so I did it in the afternoon. And then I had a salad, and I'm like, dang, just having a great time. Socializing, showering, having some nice fresh salad. Like, I'm kind of just thriving today. I'm also very high energy for absolutely no reason, if you can't tell from how much I am chatting. And Michael is here. Welcome. How is it going? I'm astonished at how much we have in common. Even the tarot! Nice. Just reminded me I do my daily stuff in Hobonichi, but use a Bujo for weekly goals and tracking and monthly reviews. I am a person who has a lot of notebooks. These are just the ones that I use on a regular basis, but like, if you could see this part of my desk, I have a lot of notebooks because I also have my reading journal where I do reviews for all the books that I read and like keep track of stats and stuff. I've got my brainstorming journal for when I'm working on new writing projects and I just gotta do like a little brain dump. I've got a journal specifically for tarot that I haven't used in a while because I haven't done anything other than my weekly spreads, which go in my regular bullet journal. I've got my D&D journal. I got a whole lot of notebooks. I do. I've used stickers on my bullet journals in the past, but usually just like one big one on the front. This is the first time I've done like a little collage so I can show them off. This says certified squasher, and it's a picture of a spotted lanternfly. For people not on the East Coast who might not know what that is, they're an invasive species that has been plaguing the East Coast for probably like a decade at this point. And when you see them, you're supposed to squish them because they do a lot of damage to the environment. This one says, "Autumn brings the lovely longing of nostalgia," which is a quote from A Dark and Secret Magic by Wallace Kinney, who is a dear friend. And she had these stickers made by Marta, another dear friend, for her book release. This one says, "Creativity takes courage," and I got it at my college that I went to, the art department. So I've had the sticker for a long time, so I'm glad I finally used it. We got Kiki. We got Violet Evergarden. This one just says treasure inside. I got it off of a package that I ordered. It was like the sticker that closed the envelope, but I thought it was really cute. And then on the back, I've got a little cube that says RNW, which is a shop that I really enjoy. They've got a lot of nerdy stuff, specifically D&D type stationery. An owl, because I love owls. This is a sticker of an IKEA bag, because I thought it was really funny. This one is a Christmas wreath with a little goblin. We got Cat Bus and Chihiro from Spirited Away. And then this moss guy that I don't know if he's from anything, but my friend and I were at it's this place where it's like a coffee shop, but they also have like a gift shop attached to it, and they had stickers. That's also where I got the certified squasher. And my friend picked this up and said, "This is you." And I'm like, you know what? I see it. So I got it. So yeah, I wish I had like some little stickers to put in these like, dropping it, to put in these like blank spots, but I have not found any little stickers yet. Good thing there's 7 more months of the year to find it, because my bullet journal is going to last me to the end of the year, and that's about it. Most of mine I've got at cons. I don't really go to conventions. I have in the past, like the Violet Evergarden sticker I got several years ago at PAX Unplugged, which is a board game convention that happens here in Philly. I live in Philly, if you did not know that for anyone. So I have gone, but not in a long time. Although I did go to a tattoo convention earlier this year. So I guess I go to conventions once every like 3 or 4 years. I reckon you have the emerald ash borer in your area. We've got it here. Billions of tree killed by it. Trees. I don't know if we've got that. I'm gonna Google that real quick. Yeah, according to these maps, we do. Huh. I have not heard of these guys. Oh, what did I click on that's loading? Another bug to look out for, I guess. I don't like bugs in general. I appreciate some of them, like spiders. I understand that they're good for the environment, they keep all the other bugs out. I don't want to see them. There's a lot of bees outside. I appreciate what they do for the environment. I'm allergic, I don't want to see them. But like some bugs, all they do is bad stuff. Yes, I am a very big fan of Studio Ghibli. My favorite movie is Spirited Away, but I also just like Ghibli in general. So, I have the Pizza Rat timer pulled up, which, for those who are new here, I use. Why am I so little? There we go. I don't know why it made me tiny on the screen. Hello, another friend. Welcome. So I use timers from Violet, whose channel is now named Rewrite Rat Queen. She has a bajillion timers, and they're all so fun, and I love them. And so we're starting off with a big chunky one because I need the time to do my bullet journal. So it's the 5555. Almost an hour long, but not quite. Pizza Rat timer. We will be going until 9 p.m. Eastern, as per usual. So about a 3-hour stream. I think that's my whole spiel. I don't know. I feel like I don't get very many new people, so I don't have to go through the spiel that often. Yeah, I got the timer pulled up, so we might as well jump into it. We'll get our stuff done and then come back and talk about what we did and talk about probably a million other topics as well. So I will see you on the other side of the Pizza Rats. Okay, friends, that was the end of our first sprint. Feel free to let me know how that went for you guys. I did see we had a Crystal join us and Kat. Hello, welcome. Yes, I stream most Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern. Um, it's just a time that I found works well for me. And I'm not here every Sunday because sometimes I'm doing other stuff, but maybe most is overstating things. About 50% of the time, I would say I'm here. Um, yeah, I like hanging out and getting prepared for the week ahead. Michael says, so how about that 6-1 thrashing the Panthers gave the Leafs in that game 7? A part of me died that day. I did not watch this game, but I did hear about it. And, yikes. Tomorrow is potentially the last game of the PWHL playoffs. Motorcycle just drove by and it was very loud. If it's Minnesota versus Ottawa, and if Minnesota wins, then that's their 3 games that they need. They're done. If they don't win, it forces. If Ottawa wins, it forces a game 5 because then they would be 2 wins each, and it's best to or first to 3 games for the PWHL. So tomorrow, me and Jacob are going to a friend's house to watch the game together. A bunch of us to see who wins. I personally want Ottawa to win, but I don't have super high stakes in it. Crystal's using the iPad. No hardline internet yet. Fair enough, you did just move. And I'm reading Physics of the Future. Got to page 189 out of 425. Nice. I did my journaling for the day, for the evening, and I fed the cats, I had my ice cream, and then I pulled my tarot card for next week, and I wanted to show you guys. Look at this happy little guy. I am obsessed with this card. I'm obsessed with this entire deck, but I really like this guy. This is so cute. So that's the card for the week. I can read to you what it says in the little guidebook. So the Ace of Pentacles. This delightfully auspicious card is a breath of fresh air if you had financial concerns of any kind. All of the aces signify new beginnings, and the seed that's being watered here is one of prosperity, opportunity, and a lot of times, straight up cash money. But behind the sigh of relief is another kind of joy. The knowledge that you deserve abundance in every area of your life. If you carry that belief in your pocket, you'll grow wealthy in more ways than you know. Which, it's a really good card because I got a job, you guys. Finally! For those who don't know, I quit my job at Dollar Tree, where I worked for over 5 years, back in September of 2022, because it was just I can put this away. It was just a horrible work environment, terrible for my physical and mental health, and I just needed to step away. And I didn't expect to be not working this long, but things happen how they happen. Thankfully, I had savings and made a little tiny bit of money off of my books. But yeah, I signed all of the paperwork and everything last week, and my first day of training is this upcoming Wednesday, and I'll be working at my local ice cream shop, which is exciting. That does mean that my Sunday streams are a little bit more precarious because the ice cream shop is open 7 days a week from noon to 11 p.m. So, like, if I'm scheduled to work Sunday evening, obviously I won't be streaming. But if I'm not working, I will stream. Maybe I'll pick a different day to stream during weeks that I am working on Sunday. Who knows? We're gonna play it by ear a little bit. So Yeah, big changes, but I feel like that card is like the nicest card I could have pulled for this week. Makes me very happy to see. And enough about me. Haley says, I got some work done on the character profiles, and now I'm working on the plot. I only have a few more chapters to plot out, and then I have at least have a vague idea of what's supposed to happen. Nice. I love plotting and outlining. It's so much fun. Although, so I'm currently, my current writing project is Salvation, my queer religious horror, and I'm so close to finishing. I probably only have like 6 or 7 chapters left. Technically, this is draft 2, but for this part, it's kind of like draft 1 because I just didn't write the ending in draft 1. I didn't write pretty much the entire second half, if I'm being honest. So it's been a lot of writing from scratch, which I do have an outline, and I also did re-outline it at one point. So I knew where I was going with it, but it is writing pretty much from scratch. And I'm so close to being done, and I cannot wait because the project I'm working on, once this draft is done, I'm gonna like let it sit for a minute. Crystal gets to read the second half of it because she did get to read the first half and give me feedback. But I'm going to be working on Whimsy, which is my very self-indulgent fantasy romance. And like, I've been thinking about it nonstop for days, and I've already got it outlined, the first book, because it's going to be a trilogy, and I've had like an inkling of how I want the second and third book to go. So it will be more drafting, but it'll be a completely different vibe to the book I'm drafting right now. So I'm just really excited. It's a good time. I'm having a great time. And I love my horror book, but I need some fun, silly fantasy romance right now. This is about the hockey game. Yes, I'm very excited. The tarot deck that I use, I've been using this for several years for my weekly polls, is the Affirmators Tarot. I think I got this at Barnes & Noble, but all of the cards, you can see like little examples on the back, have these whimsical little animals and the cutest art design. I really love this deck. I feel like it does a good job of relaying the information on the card in a not necessarily positive manner, but an optimistic manner. Even some of the scarier cards, like the Tower, and some of those sword cards I know are not always the best omens, but I don't use tarot as like a telling the future kind of thing. What I do is I pull a card to give me a focus for the week. So I'll pull it and like whatever that meaning is, that's the kind of thing I have in the back of my head all week, just to kind of keep in mind as I go about my life. So, why are loud cars going by right now? That's very rude of them. Michael fed the fishes in the backyard and then had a nap. Nice. Kat also recently moved. I've been in the new house since the last few days of April. I moved mid-April. Crystal just moved this past week. I like how I'm pointing as if Crystal's like here with me. No, Crystal's in a different country. Thank you, friends. Appreciate all of the positivity and everything. Ice cream. It does. I 100% agree. Jeez, can you hear these people going by in their like loud trucks and motorcycles? It's so loud. Michael used to work at Dairy Queen. Michael lore. Thank you. Starting to get cold, so I'll probably go back in the house at the start of the next sprint. Fair enough. Let me know when y'all want to sprint, and also if a 45 is good for you guys. I was thinking we would do the honeybee timer, but if you want something longer or shorter, just let me know. I got plenty of timers to choose from. And we got JK here. Hello. How's it going? I'm doing wonderful. I've just had a really good week. um, I'm just in a really positive mood. How are you doing? What are you working on? You working on Project Sugar and Spice tonight? My story writing involves a lot of planting, having an idea for direction and outlining, then drafting and discovery writing. Yeah, I am very structured in my writing. So I have this notebook is my brainstorming notebook, so I will literally just write out all of my ideas for whatever project I'm currently working on. And I don't have a different notebook for each project. This is whatever project I'm currently thinking about. And I've used about this much of it since September. I filled up this much, and I have only a little bit left to go, so I'm gonna have to get a new notebook soon. I have some notebooks, but they're not quite right for this situation. So we'll see. But I do that, and then I do a beat sheet from Save the Cat, and then I take that and do a more detailed outline. Then I draft. Then I sometimes re-outline if I think the first draft is not that great. And then I get into editing and stuff. So a lot of steps. 4444 works. Okay, cool. Yeah, I understand that. My last place, it didn't matter because my office was at the back of the house. Here, my office is at the front of the house on the road. So, in pretty much every video that I filmed since moving here, I've had to be like, sorry for the cars coming by. But it's fine. It's not that terrible. I cut out if it's an especially loud car, like if they're playing music or something. If it's just a car driving by, I'm like, it's fine. Thank you. And yes, revising chapter 6 of Project Sugar and Spice. How many chapters are there? You've probably shared this information before, but I don't remember. There's so many people in this community, and everyone has so many projects that it's kind of hard to keep everything straight sometimes. But I do love hearing people talk about their projects. It brings me so much joy. Seeing other people be creative makes me feel creative and makes me want to work on my projects more. So it's just wonderful. I also like the Save the Cat beat sheet. First, I do lots of brainstorming before I outline. The next draft often requires a new outline. Exactly. There are 40 chapters, but I'm downsizing the book to be between 20 and 30. That, I think, is where I'm at with Salvation, my horror project. The first half of the book is 29 chapters, and the second half is more like 20. And I'm already thinking about how I'm going to restructure the first couple of chapters, and I feel like there's some stuff I can cut down. Also, I do need to add a little bit more to the second half, but yeah, I also think my chapter count is going to go down in a future draft, so I am right there with you, just not quite yet. Right, where is the honeybee timer? My laptop is going dark. Don't do that. I'm still watching my video. Wait for this to load. Right, and then we can add this to stage. It made me tiny again. Why does it keep doing that? Annoying. Yeah, we're going to be doing the honeybee timer, which is one of my favorites. I love the colors. I love the bee aesthetic. As we've established, I appreciate bees. I think they're really dang cute. I want them to do it away from me, though. I don't revise/edit my books for that long, so I can't relate to that. Fair enough. Everyone's got their own style of working on their books. So, I I'm going to get started on this next sprint. I will continue watching the VOD that I am watching of this video game and probably do some reading and just have a good time. So get going on your stuff, and then we'll come back and chat about everything that we've done. Happy sprinting! I very nearly missed the end of that sprint. I looked over and I saw the ending screen going and I went, what? But that's the end of sprint number 2. Clearly I'm paying a lot of attention to what's going on around me. How did that go for you guys? I just continued to watch the VOD I'm watching, and I read one chapter of my ebook. It's an okay book. I'm not loving it, but it's fine. I also turned on the lights because it has gotten darker outside. And we had a Lindsay join us, and we had... I did not ask if this was Gillian or Jillian. I should have. But our new friend has left, unfortunately. Crystal says, Mom just left, and I have a late birthday perfect for tomorrow. I'm assuming you mean birthday cake? Question mark? Call in? Yeah. Good timing on your mom left, though. I love the honeybee timer. It's so good. It's so cute. It's purple. Purple is such a good color. Cat got 221 words. Oh, I see. Because parfait means perfect. Yeah. More like auto-translate. That's very funny that happened. But that sounds delicious. Got to page 203 out of 425. You are flying through this. Impressed by the chapters on biotechnology and nanotechnology. I am very untechnological and unscientific in my brain. It just doesn't compute very well, but I'm fascinated by the people who can figure out all of this kind of stuff. Like, genuinely in awe. Made a snack. Marshmallows with chocolate and brown sugar. Ew, that sounds so good. Now I'm eating peanuts because I'm still hungry. Valid. We went grocery shopping today and we were out running errands, so we went to a different grocery store than usual because we're like, we're already out. We might as well go to this grocery store instead of the one that is within walking distance of our place. And so we got some stuff we don't usually get. So it's gonna be an interesting week for food. Probably be working on my bullet journal during the next sprint. Very fair. We love bullet journals around here. The next sprint, I don't know how long you guys thinking. We've got 49 minutes approximately for the stream. It's okay if we go over by a couple of minutes. I don't mind. But yeah, let me know if you've got a specific time you guys want. A specific timer for those of you who know Violet's timers. I'm much accommodating in that. I'm just scrolling her channel now. They're so good. I love these timers. But yeah, let me know how long you want the last sprint to be. I have trouble comprehending physics and chemistry, but Michio Kaku explains it well for the layman to understand. That's one reason he's so popular. Interesting. I don't read a lot of nonfiction. It's not really my thing. The one book club that I'm in, it's the Bujo Buddies book club, and it's run by 3 people, and so they alternate who picks the book each month, and the one person always picks a nonfiction book, which would be fine if it was like varied in the type of nonfiction, but it's always a self-help book. And I think I've read one self-help book that I actually enjoyed and felt like I got things out of it. And it's How to Keep House While Drowning by Casey Davis. Love that book. 10 out of 10. Will read it a million times in my life and will always recommend it. But like every other one, I've just been so uninterested because I don't like self-help. I like my favorite kind of nonfiction I do like craft books, like writing craft books, and I like history type ones. Like I have a book on H.H. Holmes that's on my TBR, and like I love that kind of nonfiction, but self-help, I really wish they would pick something other than self-help for the nonfiction months, you know? And Crystal's heading to bed because it's been a long day. Fair enough. I hope you have a good night's sleep. Oh, now I'm yawning. Talking about bed is making me tired. Um, yeah, I hope you have a good night's sleep and that you wake up feeling refreshed tomorrow. Um, yeah, that's my rant about nonfiction. There's just so much variety when it comes to nonfiction, and the fact that it just keeps being self-help type books. I'm like, girl, I can't read another one. So let's pick a timer. We can do a 40-minute sprint, and that would have a few minutes left for chatting. Oh, now I have the hiccups. Ah. I do like the 40-minute garden timer. Nonfiction is only a fraction of my reading. Different subjects catch my interest. It's a long time since I read self help. Yeah. I read a couple of nonfiction. Maybe like, I probably average like 10 a year. I wouldn't go so far as to say one a month. I don't think I read 12 nonfiction in a year, but 10 sounds correct. I've read two or three so far this year. Maybe? I don't know. I've only written two nonfiction books, writing 2K a day and an ADHD book. I don't really have much about writing them. I like reading Jessica Brody Save the Cat and listening to Chris Fox's craft books. I don't know of Chris Fox. I'll have to do some looking into. I've got quite a few. I've got 3 craft books that were like textbooks in school because I, if you did not know, have a degree in creative writing. That is what I went to college for. So I've got 3 just on like general writing craft. I've got manga in theory and practice. If you can't tell, this shelf right here is Rick Riordan. The shelf above that is where I have my craft books. So I'm looking at the stack. Manga in Theory and Practice is by the guy who wrote JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it is about writing manga specifically, which is not something I think I will do, but I love manga, and it was a very fascinating read. I enjoyed it. We've got The Transitive Vampire, which is a book all about like grammar, but it's got like vampires and stuff. It's like a gothic vibe. It's really hard to explain, but it's really fun. I like that book a lot. And then, of course, I have Save the Cat, and I have a poetry handbook by Mary Oliver because my degree in creative writing, while I did take some classes on fiction, my focus was actually poetry. That was my whole capstone final project was a poetry collection. That was what I focused on for my time in college. I do still dabble in poetry, but I definitely focus more on the fiction side of things. So, yeah. I want to look at the books that I had in college and see if I can get anything out of them now. I think that would be interesting to do because I did graduate 5 years ago, so I was using these books more than 5 years ago, and I don't remember much of what's in them. I do know one of them has my favorite short story of all time in it because it has short stories as examples for what each chapter is about. My favorite short story of all time is called St. Lucy's Home for Girls Raised by Wolves. And oh, I want to tell you who it's by. I don't remember off the top of my head. By Karen Russell. And it is phenomenal. I'm not a huge short story person, but I read this and it blew my mind. I think about it very regularly to this day, and it's been so long since I've read it. So check that out if you are interested in short stories. Highly recommend. Yeah, I think it's time we get on with sprinting. Get our last sprint in, a little bit more productivity. So we will wait for this video to load. Come on, there we go. And I can share it and make myself a good size again because it insists on making me tiny. But we'll be doing the 40-minute garden timer, and that will take us right up to 9 o'clock. We can do a little closeout chat talking about what we did, and then it'll be done. So enjoy these next 40 minutes, guys. Okay, friends, that is the end of our third and final sprint of the evening. I just continued to watch the VOD that I'm watching. I still have 40. Oh gosh, I'm doing math. 45 minutes or 42 minutes left in this VOD. So I guess I'm not going to bed quite yet, but I am going to end the stream because the screen is very bright and in my face, and I don't like it. Also, I want to sit out in the other room with my cats. Ugh. So, thank you guys for being here and hanging out. I've had a great time. I hope you guys enjoyed your time here too. As I said earlier, I don't know when the next time I will be streaming is because I don't know how this new job is going to go. So we're going to kind of play it by ear a little bit. I will put up streams, like schedule them as far ahead of time as I can. So just keep an eye out for those. Subscribe if you aren't already to see the streams pop up in your feed. Let's see. Got to page 212 at the halfway point. Read valuable stuff for my writing research. Wow. My brain just blue screened for a second, but I'm glad that's valuable. Got 2 pages done for my bullet journal and found ideas for the next one. Now I'm going to take Benadryl and go to bed. My sinuses are killing me. Yeah, it's that time of year. I get that too with all the pollen and everything. But I hope you have a lovely night's sleep. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for the well wishes. Yeah, I start training on Wednesday, so we'll see how my first day goes, and hopefully continues on from there in a nice manner. Thank you for showing up. I am going to push all the buttons now. I will see you guys at some point in the future. Have a good night.